Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field. Get ready for a shakedown. Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shakes. Coming to you guys with a live stream. We have the Philly Shakedown podcast, episode 30. 30 episodes already into the making already. And we have the Eagles Buccaneers tonight. Should be an interesting one. Can the Eagles pull it off? Can they get a win tonight? Obviously, some key injuries, a few other things. And my co-host, Philly 500. What's going on, man?
What is going on, Joey Shakes? I am ready for mother humping tonight. Denzel Washington is in the house. Get me a helmet. I'm ready to go, man. I'm excited about this game. I think we can pull it off. I'm not saying we will. I'm not saying that, but I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think. And all I'm asking for is 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and the Eagles got the ball with a chance to win. That's what I want.
Yeah. I think there's really a lot of key injuries in this game. If you go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got their corners in Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy are out, Levante David is out, and Antoine Winfield is out too. I mean, and Rob Gronkowski is out as well. So there's a good amount of injuries for this Tampa Bay team, especially defensively. If the Eagles could take advantage of that, might be. Do you think this is going to be more of an offensive game coming into tonight, or?
I do. I think you're going to have to score points. I think Tampa Bay is going to be able to move the ball on us. I think you're going to have to score points. I think if the Eagles can score 30 points, they could win this game. But I do think you're going to have to score points. Unless the defensive line is playing out of their mind. You know, that's the only way. You really got to get pressure on Brady, you know?
Yeah, you have to make sure he doesn't get his feet set in the pocket. And, I mean, look, Tom is smart because what he's going to do is he's going to try to get this defensive line off sides, maybe do a hard count, maybe quick throws, so the Eagles can't substitute guys throughout the game. That's probably what he's going to do and what that offense is going to do. But with Gronkowski out of the mix, and obviously Avonte Max has played pretty well so far on coverage on the tight ends this year, even really fast receivers as well going downfield. The defense is coming off a real big high right now from the Panthers game. The cornerbacks, Steven Nelson with a pick and Slay with 2 picks. So you got to defend, with Evans and Antonio Brown. You have good receivers you have to face this week. So
that's like 3 number 1 wide receivers on one team.
Yeah.
Whoever said Antonio Brown was done was wrong. You know what I mean? Remember a few years ago, I was like, we got to get Antonio Brown in here. He's fantastic still. Godwin, Evans are good.
Yeah, it's really, really good receiver. I mean, at least with, Gronkowski out of the mix, they might have more of a chance. Maybe they could change up the coverage a little bit, but got to get pressure on Brady in this game. No doubt about it. Got to get that pressure over there.
That's it. That's where you have to win this game. You have to get pressure on Brady, I think right up the middle. Javon Hargrave has been fantastic. Can he do it again? Can Fletcher Cox have another good game? Not Fletcher's cock. Well, Fletcher's Cox, number 91, can he have a good game? Right. If he can have a good game, I think the Eagles got a chance. That's going to keep them in this game, in my opinion.
Now, since what is the Buccaneers are a top 5 team against the run, whatever it is. So we all know the Buccaneers are good against the run.
Right.
The Eagles got to run the ball regardless today.
I totally agree, man. I've had some discussions with people who tell me that, they're so good against the run, you can't worry about the run this week because you can't run on them. But the idea is you got to run the ball enough to keep that defense honest, okay, to keep them honest. Otherwise, if you become too one-dimensional, I don't care how bad your defense is in the NFL, they're going to be able to shut you down. You can't be one-dimensional. So you got to try. And here's the other thing. Miles Sanders, we know, can break off a big play at any moment. The only way that happens is if you put the ball in his hands. So I think you have to run. I'm not saying 50% of the time. I'm not even saying 45% of the time. But you got to at least do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Isaac Gonzalez says, is Lane Johnson playing tonight? He is not playing tonight. We still haven't figured out what's going on, and it might be.
He's
I
not
don't
playing.
know.
He's out. He's out. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
out again. I have no idea what's happening with Lane, but this is 3 weeks in a row for a personal matter. So it's got to be pretty big, whatever it is.
If it was a PED issue, like obviously a drug enhancement issue, it would have been said already, right? If it was NFL related,
I
it
believe
probably
so.
it would have been, at least something would have been said by now.
I believe so. Yeah, we've heard so many things from PDs to pain pills to
Right.
to his wife and divorce. I have no idea. I don't even want to guess at this point.
Yeah, I
But
get
I
it.
just wonder when he's coming back.
Yeah. I think the Eagles made some moves today, offensive line wise. Obviously, Dallas Goedert not playing in this game today, so they elevated LaRaven Clark, tackle LaRaven Clark, and they elevated tight end Noah Tagai, which is Noah Tagai is a weird one because he used to be on this roster like a year and a half ago, something like that. And he went to the Colts when we made cuts and we got rid of him. He went to the Colts and actually played good. He had a couple receptions and made some good blocks. So he might be the number 2, mostly behind Ertz today. So I mean, we have obviously they're bringing more offensive linemen up. I think the offensive lineman has been playing pretty good. I think we've had some. I think Dillard's actually surprisingly been really good at left tackle so far. I mean, I think they should still switch some guys around, but I understand why Malott is not playing at left tackle because you can't play Andre Dillard on the right side. Obviously,
Andre Dillard really struggled when we played him at right tackle before.
right?
If you guys remember that, So, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. He's got to play right tackle because Dillard can't. Raven Clark is insurance, and then yeah, you're right.
Jason Wright with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says Hurts needs a statement game. He has a chance tonight. I hope he does. I mean, he's got his reading the field is probably the number one thing with me. Is him reading the field and not missing wide open targets and throwing in short windows, not underthrowing and not overthrowing, and just being smart while you're out there.
Right.
You
No,
know what I mean?
I agree. Look, this is a big night for every player on that team. This could change the whole way we view the whole season. This could change tonight with a win. It's a huge opportunity, man. I God, I want to beat this team, man.
I know.
This would be like the biggest upset of the year, in my opinion, in the NFL. This would be massive, you know.
I think this is a game where, I think every single game we've played this year, other than really the Falcons game, the first game of the year, you want to see a balance on offense and defense. Like, you don't want to see one side of the ball struggling and the other side have to save them. You know what I mean? Like, the defense had to really save the offense last week, and special teams had to save the offense last week. So you want to see a nice balance on both sides to where we're not struggling on only one side. And hopefully, that could happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got James Montoya. What's going on? It says Devontae Smith has to be Jalen Hurts' first read at all times because on tape, Jalen is not seeing Devontae open on some plays. It's not just him. He's done it all year. It's not just Devontae Smith. He's missed Rager wide open. He missed Quez Watkins wide open last week. I had 2 really good receptions last week. So, I mean, you have to look for Quez Watkins downfield too because he's a burner. I mean, this guy's a burner.
Quez Watkins needs, in my opinion, he needs as many snaps almost as Devontae Smith. He's your clear-cut number 2 wide receiver. I wouldn't even rotate him. I would just stick Rager in the slot and let him rotate with Ward. But I think Quez Watkins needs way more snaps than he's getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he does. I think when you look at the receivers, like, look, I really want to see. Obviously, we all agree that we want to see JJ more off the field, and obviously we saw with Travis Fulgham getting released the other day. It kind of it's a big head scratcher why JJ's still here and it still hasn't got one reception yet at this point. So
It's for one reason, dude. It's because he was a second-round pick. It's the only reason. I have a hard time believing that they keep him on the team because he's a good blocker. Because I think if you could be the greatest blocker at wide receiver, but if that's all you can do, then you're a giveaway to the defense. They're going to know, oh, he's on the field. It must be a running play or a wide receiver screen. Here's my director, by the way, everybody. See that? He's been hanging out with me. If you saw me doing this, I was petting my pussy cat, but it wasn't doing something else. It was a real cat.
right.
Go ahead. Go. Every time I stream, he comes in here. He just wants to hang out. So
Yeah. We have 145 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every day. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help the channel a lot. And if you guys haven't subscribed to Philly 500, his link is in the description below on the 30th episode of the Philly Shakedown podcast. So the plan today is we're both going to be streaming separately on our channels, the game. So check both of us out. And then afterwards, right after the game, we're going to be doing a Philly Shakedown on Philly 500's channel. So definitely subscribe to him and go to his channel right after the game. We're going to be going hopefully after a good night. So that's what I'm hoping for.
To me, if you want to make Arcega-Whiteside the umbrella man, if you want to even make him viable to me as a player that should be on the field, you got to throw him the ball. He's got to make some catches because I'm telling you, every time he's out there, I know defense are going wide receiver screen or running game. You know what I mean? They're not going to throw to him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had a target. Has he had a target?
No, I don't think they're even looking for him, period. Like Sirianni talked, right when the season started, he talked about, JJ getting, his shot. Receptions are coming his way, and I haven't seen it once at all yet. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's just a waste of a body at this point for me. It's just you could put Greg Ward in there. I don't know, you could do so much more with this offense because, like you said earlier, it's going to make teams study it of where he lines up to block or whatever he's doing, and that's pretty much what's going to happen.
That's what I think.
We're going to figure it out.
I think. Why Fulgham's not playing? I don't know. Why Jordan Howard is still on the practice squad? I have no idea. I mean, he's not playing tonight. I would think that. I don't know. I would think that a short week like this. I know they're good against the run, but I think this would be a great time to have the extra running back up. You know what I mean? Because you may be able to tire them out quicker.
Yeah. Commissar says on film, JJ is not getting separation. He's been locked down. I don't even know if they looked his. I don't know if they looked his way. I mean, I've watched the games over and over every week, and I haven't seen much of Jalen even looking his way, not even for a second. You know what I mean?
Don't you frown. JJ Arcega-Whiteside got locked down. Again.
True that.
I mean, he doesn't get separation. He doesn't get balls thrown his way, but he's still on the team. I don't get it. Oh, because he blocks well. Well, to me, that's much more valuable when you're a receiver that can catch the ball.
I've never heard of that, though, because I've never even heard of that. And Howie Roseman's trying to justify this. Someone asked.
Yeah. We got Jerome Brown.
I think Howie's trying to justify this pick. I think he's really forcing Nick to keep him on the field to get some type of value out of him.
I mean, that's what I think.
I mean,
you have a hard time convincing me that he's a better wide receiver than Travis Fulgham.
Yeah. I made a video on this the other day. This one's interesting. What Jamie Montoya says, we don't need to put pick plays for Devontae Smith. He could get open by himself alone. Why are they I don't get why they're trying to open him up. Because he doesn't need help.
No. I mean, yeah. Well, you had the one pick play, right? That was called back because of a penalty. I mean, right. I don't know, dude. There's to me the biggest gripe I have with this team right now is I don't understand the coach. I don't understand a lot of things he does.
Even on that asinine play they did in the end zone, it's like when you do a pick play, you're not trying to do a pick. Obviously, it's a pick play, but you're not touching the guy.
Right,
but
you can't touch him.
But the thing is, they did it week 1 against the Falcons, but they were on the 10-15 yard line, so they had more room to, there was the defense was spread out a little bit more, offense was spread out a little bit more, so they could do it. They're bunched up on goal line, and how are you not going to hit anybody, or someone's going to run into you? So I mean, I think it's just it's just red zone poor play calling, which it has been with Nick Sirianni. So
Dash says something interesting. He says Sirianni runs pick plays because Hurts doesn't throw with anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, once again, we go back to Hurts. Here's a guy going only into his 10th game as a starter with his second coach. So, those things may all be true about him, but we got to give him time.
Right. Dolan Beans says Fulgham got claimed by the Dolphins. We saw that. He got claimed immediately, not even... It's the second time he's been cut, obviously, but he got picked up. Then Christique says they only kept JJ for blocking, not because he's good wide receiver. Let's be real, he's not. They should have kept Fulgham. Yeah.
I mean, I would never draft a guy in the second round for blocking.
I think every
receiver.
Yeah, I think every receiver's better. I mean, I think Hightower's better. I think all of them are better.
Yeah.
Than JJ. It makes no sense to me.
That said, though. Like that's just Ortega-Whiteside. But I think we got some legitimate young wide receivers that are going to be very good on this team.
I think so.
And I know a lot of people are giving up on Rager, and I understand some of his effort is lacking at times. But I see that as an immaturity issue,
Yeah. And I think it's immaturity, and I think the times when he does get open, it's the ball's not placed in the right spot. With not just him, with a lot of these guys, with his reads. So, him having mobility is great. I mean, they're trying to turn him more into a pocket guy, but I think he can be. But he likes using his legs, and I think bigger plays happen at that moment as well. So it's a good thing. But
tonight's a night where I don't mind him running.
Yes.
Like run as much as you have to. You know what I mean? Do it.
Dash of 6 says Sirianni is babysitting Hurts. He has the wide receiver running rub routes because Hurts won't throw unless his target is wide open. And that's one thing I've noticed with Hurts is like the short window throws are not there, or he won't take those shots. And if he does, they're totally off. But usually when guys are wide open, he's pretty good with it. And sometimes he's not. Sometimes the guy will be wide open on a 5-yard slant, and he can't, and he overthrows. Like, the one to Greg Ward or the one to Zach Ertz, where it's like kind of makes the throw a little bit harder than it really shouldn't be. But it's got to be caught regardless at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I hear you. No question about it.
Jacob Davies says, I'm not really worried about defense, but worried about our offense getting plays because of the play calling screens all day is going to work with the Are we going to see a screen today?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of screens. Well, they view that as a run, right? So they're going to do that a lot. And look, I don't mind if they do it once or twice, but it can't be like every other play. You know what I mean? I think you got to run the ball more today. And I know it's hard to run. And when I say run, that can include Hurts taking off. There's pressure, take off. Maybe even some design runs for him. But I think you can move the ball against Tampa Bay. I really do. Especially through the air. To me, my biggest concern with this game in general is the defensive line. Can they get pressure on Brady?
Yeah, and if they like last week, they really didn't have to blitz that much because the pressure it was okay in the first half, but then it really started to ramp up where they were getting to Sam Darnold almost every time. I mean, there was like a millisecond away from sacking him like every play. I mean, it was good. It was something that we haven't seen in a while. But to talk about, I kind of was like looking at it and I said like this offense runs a lot of the quarterback runs a lot of RPOs, right? So. Do you think Nick is counting an RPO as mostly now? An RPO obviously is not a run play. There's a run play in it, but it's technically not a drawn run play.
Right.
Okay. So do you count an RPO being an actual? I hope Nick is not counting RPOs as all of those are run plays, but they're really not run plays.
I don't know. I think he does kind of, because. They do them all the time. I think he does. But what I want to know is how many times has Hurts kept on the ball or thrown it when he should have run it? Those things I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Because the guys like Miles, I mean, they just don't get enough carries. And I know, look, I know you're going up against a good defensive line tonight. I get it, but I still think you have to try. You have to try.
Yeah, and you have a running back that's more than healthy and it just wants to he just wants to do something. I feel bad like sometimes if obviously at the end of the Panthers game last week when he was taking the ball away from from Miles Sanders, he's probably like, damn, I can't get the ball
Right.
ever, like, you know what I mean? Because he takes away that ball like very late, like last second. If that end is crashing down, he takes that quickly. So
Right.
I really need Miles to run. I mean, it's not even just east and west. We need him running north and south.
Well, yeah,
And
he's got to get his head right because that the last few plays last week at the end of the game, running out of
Right.
bounds, unacceptable.
Right. And I don't know why that's the case. I mean, because I saw that they were arguing on the sideline last week about that. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Miles is bottled up. So I think he wants to go off. I think he's frustrated. So when he gets the ball, he's trying to do too much. He's just got to settle down. Nick Sirianni needs to talk to him like, look, dude, you're still our guy. We got you. We know we haven't given you the ball enough, but just hang in there with us, man. That's what I would tell him.
yeah. Foster Parks says Jalen trusts Smith. He's been getting the most targets. Jalen just needs to develop and learn how to hit his weapons on stride and stay consistent. And
Yeah, I mean, those take time. It's going to take time for him to develop. That's why we got to play the whole year out. Remember, 9 starts. The guy's only had 9 starts.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not totally sold on him. Yeah, I'm in wait and see mode, but I'm trying to be fair about it. Second coach, 9 games in. Let's see how it plays out.
Philip says Bucs 57, Eagles 3. I don't think that's the case. I mean,
Oh
look,
my God.
I mean, we're not a great football team right now, but it's not. We ain't gonna get killed like that. I mean,
We're gonna figure a way tonight. Something big is good. Something dramatic is gonna happen at the end of the game in our favor. I feel it. I'm feeling better and better about this game as we get closer. I really am. I think the advantage of having a home game on Thursday is huge.
We got cannoli eating gabagoo friend says we're not. This guy's always a legend.
That's great.
We're not running it on Seth Joyner's show. Hollis talked with Doug after his firing. Doug said non-football guys make football decisions. These reports of micromanaging are true.
I know.
I believe it.
We heard that. We heard that at the end of last year. I mean, imagine you're Doug Peterson. You go. Remember that Monday? Was it a Sunday or Monday night versus Green Bay in Green Bay, and you needed that win. I think that was 2019, right?
Yeah.
And they go in there. Jordan Howard has a great game. Carson has a great game. And then you get called into the office that Tuesday, and you're told and you're asked, great, you won the game, but why did you run so much?
Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
Yeah, just let the coaches do it. Yeah, because the micromanaging, like, it's the same as a job when there's too much micromanaging. Like, let guys do their job and just let them go. Like, because if you do it way too much, something's gonna let up and something's not gonna go right. And
Right.
I think the same thing is what's happening. I mean, that's a speculation. I mean, we'll probably never find out about it, but I think there is micromanaging going on every single week after every game. There's a meeting after every single game, and what you're doing, even if it's off a win, because I mean, look, it wasn't a great. It was a good win last week, but it wasn't a pretty game. You know what I mean? So I think the Eagles were competitive. I think they were tough last week. So. I thought they were tough. I didn't think that they took over the game and they took every. No, it didn't happen. It was an ugly game, but that defense just they didn't give up. They stayed tough, and the offense didn't. The offense could have gave up at the end of that game and not score anything.
The offense, yeah, and they didn't play great. The offense, but I mean, look, you got to give it to Jalen Hurts. When the game was on the line, he came through. That's what you want a quarterback to do. Those are the things that I don't think you can teach somebody, and that took over. I'm really curious to see what kind of confidence came out of that game last week.
Yeah.
And how it transfers to the field.
I agree. We have 231 people in the chat. Appreciate being here today. An early Philly Shakedown, which really never happens. But appreciate everybody being here, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
we figured we'd do it today, because Saturday, Saturday night, we're all going to be thinking, the Eagles already played. You know what I mean? Maybe we want to do some other stuff, matrimonial duties, something like that. Maybe, all that kind of stuff. Fill some cannolis, whatever it is,
If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Cover the Eagles every day. Guys haven't liked the stream. Like the stream and help the channel out a lot. Guys haven't subscribed to my co-host of the Philly Shakedown podcast, Philly 500. His link is in the description below. And after the game today, we'll be on Philly 500's channel for another Philly Shakedown episode 31. Yep. So definitely check that out.
Late post game tonight, talking about this game. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those special nights where we're celebrating a victory. And I don't know why I'm starting to, as we're getting closer, maybe the delusion is taking over, but I'm feeling more and more like, man, something's going to happen. I feel like something's going to happen tonight.
I hope so. Cody Kilvader says, if Miles Sanders goes to another team, which I hope doesn't happen personally, but if he does, I hope we draft a power back. We are a low Garrett Blount away from being dominant. I don't even know if they're going to use bruiser backs. We have to know what they're doing after this year. We don't know what's going to happen after this year. We don't know if this is going to be a Nick Sirianni one and done year. We don't know if this is a Jonathan Gannon one and done year. I don't know. I mean, I wish they brought Jordan Howard up. We've been saying this every week. Why even have three running backs? You only dress Boston Scott for special teams and that's it. I don't get it. I really don't. Your third and shorts would take so much pressure off Jalen Hurts if you had Jordan Howard in the game.
Yeah. The comment star says, "Don't jinx us, Philly." I know. I'm not trying to jinx. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not going to make predictions. I just feel I have a gut feeling like something really dramatic is going to happen at the end of this game. I don't know. I just got this weird feeling. I don't know what it is, but should I take the money line? Interesting. The money lines. I think the Eagles are 7-point underdogs.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. So, that would be a good bet, actually. But I don't like bet on my own team when I don't have to. I feel like I jinx them.
Yeah. Born Blessed says Sirianni doesn't have any run plays in the red zone package. Just pass and trick plays. All we need is 2 yards. They need to run north and south with some of these guys. I mean, at least run the ball in the red zone. Red zone's been atrocious this year. That's definite.
It's self-inflicted, though. It's all self-inflicted.
100%.
I mean, dude, we had 3 penalties that negated touchdowns last week. And then we had another one, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago. Then we had another one last week. It's like every time we score a touchdown, the first thing I look at is like, where's the flag? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Or you don't know how to get the ball in there at all. Like even the 49ers game, that was rough. After that 91, 93-yard reception by Quez Watkins, and then you went, 2 penalties, and then you did a penalty, and you had a false start. Then you had 2 penalties for 1 yard each. Right. And then you did a Philly special. Yep. I don't know. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Christine says, I feel good that the Eagles will play, and then we're going to lose. Look, I'm not saying we're going to win. I make no predictions. Right. I just feel, I don't know. I feel like something, and maybe it'll be not something that favors us. I just think something's going to happen. Like I feel like this game's going to end dramatically.
Sooner or later they're going to have to fight back. I mean, sooner or later, like this team is going to have to they're tired of losing, and then there's going to be finger pointing, and then there's going to be, maybe players will talk to Nick and say, we need to do something because this is not. Whatever we're doing is not working, and I don't think it's all going to be on. Look, I don't think 100% of it's on Jalen Hurts. That's definitely not. There's a bunch of blame to go around. Even last year, a bunch of blame to go around with our season. And Hurts is just I wouldn't say a problem, but he hasn't helped the situation. But like I said, and what we've said so far is he's still a half a season in a game. Like you said, 9 games? What was it? 9 games?
9 games.
9 games. That's it. That's what people you don't remember.
I mean, there's been times where he's been good, times where he's been bad. But nobody has questioned his leadership. Nobody has questioned all the, all the things that you can't teach, right? All the intangibles. And I think that showed up last week in that game against Carolina at the end. Those are things we can build on,
Yeah, I think that was definitely a build-on type of game. That's definite. I hope they do. I hope that defense doesn't go back to what they were the past, obviously, the few weeks before the Panthers game. I hope they don't go back to that. Hope we get pressure today. And, offensively, Tampa Bay's got a lot of injuries. I mean, defensively for Tampa Bay, they have a lot of injuries. So our offense take advantage of the middle of the field. I mean, they've got 2 starting corners that are out. Richard Sherman's probably going to be playing today. Most likely he'll be starting. And, Sherman's, to me, I think as a role playing corner he's good, but I don't think he is what he was anymore. But
let's throw speed at him. He's had trouble with speed in the past, so let's throw some speed at him.
Exactly. Levante David is probably a huge. Levante David is
I think that's a huge loss. And I think Gronkowski's a huge loss.
Yes.
I think those are 2 big losses for them.
Definitely. Big G says, how long before Tyree Jackson makes a return? It's already week 6. I think week 8 or 9, he should be back.
I think he was 8 to 10 weeks, so probably week 8.
Definitely.
It's going to be interesting. It's an interesting game. I mean, it could go any way. I could see a situation where Brady goes in, just tears us up, and that's the end of it. Or it could be a close battle, My hope is that we have a chance in the 4th quarter. If we get the upset, the whole season change. Everybody's expectations will change with an upset.
True. Definitely. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, Damian Ramey. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the Shake Squad, soldier. Appreciate it, bro. Gonna love
Damian, shout out to him.
Definitely. He's a member. I think he's a
he's a long time subscriber member. He's one of my OGs.
OGs.
If I was running the mafia, he'd be a capo. You know what I'm saying?
A capo. 20 Eagles 215. What's going on, man? Hurts can't. Yeah, another one too. Yeah, Hurts cannot miss the wide receivers. There when they're open. Stop thinking. Let it rip. Hurts. Definitely. Hurts has got to hit his targets. I mean, it's a week. And look, like I said, there's going to be some, and he's not perfect. There's going to be some that he definitely misses every single week, and that's the truth. But we just got to see him play better. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if I'm going to ask you this, if Jalen Hurts plays like this the rest of the year, where it's it's not great, it's not bad, but it's kind of neutral in the middle. Mm-hmm. Do you keep him for another year? Is that enough for you to keep him for another year? Or are you going to say that's the best that Jalen Hurts can get? Or are you going to say, well, it's not really all his fault because Nick didn't really help him in this offense. He could have played a lot better this year if Nick put him in a better situation.
That's my concern, is that the coach does so many boneheaded things you can't get a true evaluation. I would say if he plays this way the whole year, I probably would lean towards bringing him back, unless there's a Deshaun Watson is clear of all his stuff and he's good to go. You can upgrade, on that kind of level. But otherwise, I would probably lean towards bringing him back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be somebody to replace him if you're going to move him.
I don't want them to go after a quarterback in this draft. I don't want them to just go after one just to go after one. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. If there really is nothing in this draft that's really spicing it up, I don't think they should even touch it at this point.
Right.
I would wait for another year, get some more picks, whatever you want to do. They actually showed, I think, the draft order from today. I think Eagles had the if I could, I think it was 5th and
10th.
5th, 6th.
They have the 5th, 6th, and 10th pick right now. That is insane.
It is.
I mean, could you imagine? I mean, it won't hold up like that. But, man, could you imagine? I think the Miami pick could be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Has a shot.
I think it does. We got a super chat from Chaos the Filthy. He says, what's up, guys? Episode 30. Wow, I didn't even notice in every live stream. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no, 30 episodes already. It's kind of crazy. Time flies by. We were waiting for the season to start. We were so excited, and it's already been here. So it's...
Yeah, and we're in, week 6 now? Mm-hmm. So we're sitting in week 6. It's crazy.
Yeah. So the linebackers in this game today, for us at least, I mean, I think what is even with not even really the linebackers? What do you think about Tom Brady? What do you think he's going to do to this defense, this Eagles defense? What do you think the plan is for Tampa Bay against this
Well, I
defense?
mean, I think they're going to be able. I think they're going to try to. I think they're going to do what Tom Brady does, right? He's probably going to do a lot of quick, short passes, run the ball, mix it up, take his shots deep. It's all going to be about the protection. If you're getting pressure on Tom Brady, especially up the middle, he will struggle. If not, then uh, he's going to tear you up. My feeling is this, and I don't know what other people think because it is Tom Brady, but I've got to blitz more. I've got to blitz more on Tom Brady. I got to find ways to get possessions. I need extra possessions, and I know it's risky blitzing Tom Brady because he can tear you up, but I don't think this team has any other choice. If you want to come out and see if you're getting pressure with your front four, fine, but at some point you're going to have to risk something, because I think that if you look how they played against Kansas City and Dallas, you know, this is a good offense. We've got to get extra possessions.
Yeah. Commissar says it seems like there's always blame to go around every year. I'm kind of getting tired of it. I honestly think Howie is the most to blame because we have the new coach and QB, but it's the same problems. I agree. I think we have the same problems almost every year.
Yeah,
It's kind of gotten to that where we're drafting and I think the draft picks have been a little bit better, obviously, between last year and this year. This way, you keep drafting the way you've been drafting. You got to keep restructuring every year, and then you're over the cap every single year. You're restructuring, you're kicking the can down the road a little bit every year.
yeah,
So all you're doing is making it harder for the Eagles to create cap room in the future when you're trying to make room now. So,
right.
it's really. You think there's. What do you think about the I don't know. I don't think they're using players to their strengths, as we all know. And
Well, here's the thing with all that. I mean, I think Howie convinced Jeffrey Lurie that Doug Peterson was not developing talent and using the guys the right way. That was one of the reasons they hired Nick Kotite, right? So you hire him, and he does the same thing. So it's either two things: either one, you hired the wrong coach, or there's nothing to develop in some of these guys. They just stink. Either way, Howie's got to be responsible for hiring the coach,
yeah,
or he's got to be responsible for developing the players. You know, so
I
I
mean
think
he hired
go
the
ahead.
coach, right? He hired the coach, right?
Yeah, him and Lori.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you could do, how many excuses you could have every single year to why this team is failing. And I think I think this team needs a new GM. It's been 21 years. This team needs a new GM. It's like it's time.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Before the season even started, I said to myself, I was like, before the season even started, I was like, I don't care if it's a good year or a bad year. Like Howie's got to. It's got to be done. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he's like the reigning GM that's been on a organization the longest.
Oh, I'm
I
sure he
mean,
has.
21 years. That's a while. And you know what I mean? I know we're not the team that switches head coaches up a lot too easily. The fire head coaches, but even after Andy Reid, it was you don't really fire. The Eagles really aren't into firing their head coaches, but we've had to rebuild almost twice now. So
Right.
now we're at a reset button, and this is what a rebuilding year is. I mean, you're trying to. I mean, for me, this is trying to find your building block pieces for this year, well, for the future at least, and get rid of the dead weight. Because as of right now, like whatever's going to happen with Lane Johnson, going to happen with Lane Johnson.
Right.
Brandon Brooks is probably going to be gone. I don't see. I think we could. I think we could. Substitute him. I don't think we really need him for the amount of money he's making as of right now. So, and Fletcher Cox is going to be another one, up for some trades. We have some money we have to pay next year. So,
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, well, obviously we have to see how things play out, but
yeah.
I think that Howie's got to be on thinner ice than in previous years. I think he's on thin ice. Now, he may take another job within the organization. Maybe they bump him to like team president or something. But I feel like Three, with all the picks you have, you need somebody who can hit on those picks.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know
And
where my.
that's
I'm
what
sorry, I'm
happened?
talking about. No,
No,
I
you're
can't
good.
find my eyes are burning like crap. I can't find where I put my eye
Clear eyes.
drops. Yeah.
We got a super chat from Trans Fat. I'm an OG.
Oh
Appreciate
yeah.
it, bro.
OG, definitely.
Appreciate it, bro. I think I have another one here. StreamYard is not treating. We got a super chat from Titan Anderson. What's going on, man? What's up, Shakes 500? Respect you both
What's up,
for
my
sure.
man? Yeah, definitely.
Titan Anderson is a Titans YouTube content creator on YouTube, and I don't know if there's any other Titans YouTuber. I think he might be the only one. I don't know if I've seen any other Titan content creators, but he does a really good job though. Guys, check out his channel and sub him up. He creates really good content. He live streams a lot of games and does a lot. So definitely head over to his channel and hit the subscribe button. Much love to him.
Yeah. I really want to see I want to see this defense do some things different. The defense really annoys me. Like I get frustrated watching that defense play because they just do the same thing in, series in and series out, no adjustments, no blitzes. I think Davion Taylor has to play more. You got to have him play more,
Yeah, and I'm not really liking the zone coverage at all. I feel like they sit there, they letting the receivers go by them, and like they just get behind the defense, and that safety gets turned the wrong way, and team gets a really big reception. Like I don't know, the zone coverage is weird because it's a lot of communication, and I don't know. It's I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but I mean, it's definitely we've blown coverage already a lot this year on that. I think against the Panthers we did that in the red zone. We did it against their tight end. I mean, we did it multiple times this year already. So
yeah.
But guys, we're gonna go like another minute. We have to get out a little earlier today.
A little early. Yeah, Philly 500 has to go pick his kids up from school. But we'll be back later tonight for the post game. Hopefully a win too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Hope we come back, and I don't think there's people that think we're gonna get killed in this game, but I don't think so. I think the team's gonna put up a good fight, and I think with the injuries that Tampa Bay has, I mean you gotta come off that Panthers win. Like they could do this. They can get it done. They just gotta put their heads together and just they with the penalties have got to stop. They gotta make their adjustments and hit your receivers wide open, man. Like we have to get these guys downfield and get some big plays going.
I feel like if Miles Sanders has a big night, we win. I don't know why. I just feel like that. Like I just feel like if Miles has a big night, we're going to win. I feel like he's due.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I agree. We'll see.
If we could pull this out. Oh my gosh. See, I think that Panthers game was so important last week.
It was.
Because you needed that win. But now with the whole Raider thing with John Gruden going on, you don't know what Raiders you're going to get. You don't know where that team is when we play them. That may be perfect timing for us,
Yeah, I think their special teams coach is their interim coach right now, and
Something
apparently
like
he's good with the players and stuff. But I mean, it doesn't mean he's a good head coach. It doesn't mean anything. It just means he's got a good relationship with the players, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, that was kind of a surprising thing that happened. I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a coach that got signed to a 10-year contract for $100 million. I mean, that's crazy money right there. And they owe him like $65 million now. So it's like, now it's kind of crazy.
Could you imagine if the Eagles signed Howie Roseman to like a 10-year deal? I would lose my mind. I would be so pissed.
We got a super chat from Patriot 1776 said this offense could open up so much more if we just run the ball. We have to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, the defense is gonna play the run good. They're good against the run, but it doesn't mean you don't do it. I mean, what if they got a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line? Run it up the middle. What do you have to lose? I say do it.
And they still don't do that enough. They've done it with Kenneth Gainwell maybe twice. I mean, they really haven't done it much. Like it's all about a little quick screen, something real fast, or obviously maybe Hurts will keep it for himself up the middle because he'll do that as well.
I think it's interesting too. Is like how what were the Eagles coaching staff feeling about Miles after the game last week? Are we in a situation tonight where we're going to see more Gainwell than Miles Sanders?
I think that's been a big problem too. But I'm not saying that I don't like what I'm seeing from Gainwell, because I think Gainwell. Do you think Gainwell is could do a lot more? Do you think he's? I mean, because he's in the passing game, he's obviously run the ball really well. Do you think he could be a starting running back in your eyes, or no, or just not enough?
I don't know yet. I almost see him almost as like that Swiss Army knife that kind of
Right.
can do receiver, running back, and you kind of move them all around, and you want to get him into space and things like that. But a lot of people don't think Miles can be a featured back on this team. I do. I just don't think they use him. You know.
And hopefully it's not the excuse. Like, I see, that's why I feel bad for these players. Because I don't want it to be the excuse that they're going to blame the players for not being productive more than the coaches. And it's not Miles Sanders' fault. He's not getting into games, and when he gets his chance, he wants to get the home run play. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
yeah.
he knows.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're getting snaps taken away from you, the best way to get more snaps is to make positive plays, make big plays, so they have to give you the ball more. I think that's what Miles is doing. I think he's pressing a little bit. I mean, like Kansas City game, right? They score touchdowns, call back. You give it a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Why didn't you just run Miles up the middle? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Should be an interesting game tonight, guys. We're going to head out. We will be back after the game tonight, so definitely check out both our channels. Will both be streaming today. There is 270 people in here. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help with the channel a lot. And subscribe to Philly 500. His link is in the description below. The better half of the Philly Shakedown podcast. So please check him out. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing rolling. So hopefully we get this win. We need it badly. I think this team will fight tonight. They're in front of their crowd on prime time, and hopefully they get it done. And that's pretty much it. So if you have anything else to add.
Well, hopefully we'll have our voices when we come on, because it's going to be crazy. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. To me, I'm trying to look at it like it's a zero pressure situation. The Eagles are not supposed to beat Tampa Bay. So hopefully, they go out and they just play relaxed and they play well. Hopefully we can steal something here. It'd be great.
That's what I hope. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys tonight after the game on Philly 500's channel. Definitely. So we'll see you guys later. All right, guys? Peace. All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace.